Alright, yo, I am doing another take here. It's gonna be a review basically about Dragon Age the Veilguard, and I have a lot of things I really want to say about this game. I am pretty upset as I started playing it, and as you can see right now, I have it on the screen. It's a 2.4 out of 5, and you look on the right side around this area here, and you see IGN, you'll see GameSpot, even Game Rant rating the game a 9 out of 10, a 8 out of 10, even a 10 out of 10. And there's a lot of things I really want to get off my chest here because there's a lot of things that a lot of people really need to hear. And if you ever played Dragon Age Origins, you ever played Dragon Age 2, ever played Dragon Age the Inquisition, and then you start to play the Dragon Age the Veilguard, you start to see a much more different change in direction that they're taking. Not necessarily meaning that it's going to be bad, but it's bad. And I'm not one to slander down people's different genders, pronouns, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I'm in the game. I create my character, and I'm in a game that's very bland. It has no texture, no flavor, no seasoning in it, and I get caught up in dialogues that just feel so bland, and that's nothing about the game that even stems as interesting at all as you play it. And you get past whatever quite start dialogue you get through, and you're in a game where you're inevitably kind of searching around, moving around, and you're popping pimples in order to advance in a linear style game. I mind you, this is a very new game. This is a 2024 game, and yet the game is very linear as it is. You only have one direction to go, and that's basically it for you. And your blockages are nothing but pimples you have to pop, or every very now and then you have the occasional crystals which you have to kind of just destroy in order to get to the next level or get to the next area, and it's just so bland. And I want to get on a dialogue here. The dialogue is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in every type of video game possible. Now, you go to RPGs or you go to role-playing games because you want to kind of escape the real world as it is, but in this game it's quite much different. You go to escape the real world, but you start this game up here and you're kind of still in the real world. And not only that, you're being lectured about pronouns. You're being lectured about how not to disrespect a transgender, and nobody wants to fucking sit through a game and be lectured about pronouns. Not in any game, not even a game made in 2030, not even a game made in 2040, not even the next area of games. Like it's so ridiculous to me, and I it's what really led me here to make this review as it is, because of so many dick riders giving this game a fucking fantastic 10 out of 10, a perfected 9 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with the game at all. There's no bugs. There's nothing done to the game that's felt so different from the older Dragon Age. Yes, there's always been gay people in all the Dragon Age games, and that was not a problem. That was not a problem at all. You want to know why? Because the dialogues was good. Because the writing was good. It's because whoever was behind the goddamn microphone talking in there, the voice actors were amazing. They didn't sound so bland. They didn't sound so dead. They didn't sound like they didn't care to be here reading off a goddamn script. And that's what we got nowadays. And that's what frustrates me the most at a Dragon Age Veilguard, is that everything makes you hate your character. Everything makes you hate the character that you created in the game itself. It makes you hate them. And what makes me upset is the dialogue options they got for your character. You have the good, you have the joking, and you have the bad. And every bad dialogue that you choose from in the game is utterly trash. It makes your character sound like a fucking perfect puppy. Like, no matter if you choose the bad or the joking dialogue, it still makes you the good person. It makes you the good person no matter what. It doesn't have where you choose a dialogue and then your whole sequence of the game is changed. That's only for the major events in the game itself. But that's not what I'm trying to get at here. It's like, no matter which direction or which way you choose, you still end up in the same goddamn path that you're picked to make. You're picked to make. And the only goddamn dialogues that actually changes your direction in the game is when you're killing off a goddamn main character, or you're killing off a goddamn main companion that you have on your team, which still doesn't make sense to me. It's still horrible, and it still honestly should have never even been. It should have never been dropped. It should have never even been available for people to purchase. Honestly, it should have still been in development. They should have had some people actually check out the game, have people actually write or play the game itself, so that way they can get all that feedback from themselves. But instead, you got people like Rant giving this game a 10 out of fantastic 10, that there's nothing wrong with the game at all, that everything is absolutely perfect in the game itself. And it's honestly sickening that people like Rant doesn't give a fuck about the people. They don't give a fuck about you. They care about the money in their pockets that's getting paid for them by BioWare itself. You think if they actually cared about what you thought, that the game would still be a 10 out of 10 itself? You think that if they were still getting paid by BioWare, that they would still be rating the game a 10 out of 10 itself? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be at all doing that, because the main thing and the main purpose of life itself for companies like Rant, for companies like IGN, is getting the paycheck and is getting the money itself. And honestly, it made me led here to do this review so that way people can actually see the way the aspect of the game is actually being played here. And it's absolutely horrible. It's horrid. How can a game make you hate the character that you create in a game that's made you to escape the real world itself? And one of the most abysmal things itself in a game is that it's linear. You created a game that's linear, but it's 2024. What games do we have that's linear, that's not a 2D side-scrolling game? Like, it's a 3D game. It's supposed to be an open-world game. You're supposed to make good good choices, good options. You know, you're supposed to be able to expand the world itself. Like, you have games that's like Elder Ring that's out already, and it's been out for years now, and the game is so fantastically done. And then you have a new game that's its competitor, which is Dragon Age 2, that's already Dragon's Dogma 2. I apologize for that. That's already a fucking fantastic open world game. You even have pawns in the game too that you could be able to really feel like you're in the game itself. It doesn't feel so bland. It doesn't feel so goddamn boring to play. Like, I had to really beat myself to play this game, and I'm not even done with the game itself. I stopped as soon as they sat me down for a goddamn talk on pronouns. Why would I want to sit there and continue playing a game that I had to sit 5 minutes for a goddamn lecture about pronouns? It doesn't make sense. And not only that, the character I created, it took so long for me to make a character that didn't look like a transgender itself. And that's no hate to the transgender community. I am just saying that your character and all the characters in the game itself already look like the opposite fucking sex that there is in the game. And it kind of makes me not really want to experience a romance with any of my companions because of that reason. And speaking of companions, the dialogue for your companions are absolutely cringe. Like, there's nothing in the dialogues that make it any interesting as it is. And once you're getting ready to romance a character, there's no sexuality in it at all, like, compared to nudity wise, compared to the older versions of the game. Like, this game is rated M for mature. M from mature. There's nothing mature in this game at all. There's no blood in the older games. No matter if you were fucking killing a sheep, a goddamn goat, or any type of enemy, there's blood splattered all over the floor. There's blood on your face. You couldn't go an hour without playing without seeing blood, and that's what made the game good as it is. And now in this game, there's nothing for blood. There's nothing for any type of, like, language barrier. Everything is PG-13 and related as it is, but yet the game is rated M for mature. If this game was rated E for everyone, I'm pretty sure it would have got a bigger fan base of kids playing it right now. And what led me really to, like, become as pissed as I am about the game is that it thrown away everything of the older Dragon Ages had and just completely re-scripted it. It even scripted all the goddamn lore that they had. Nothing in there makes sense compared to the older Dragon Age. Nothing is even worth trying to listen to. Nothing's even worth trying to get the experience of the lore, what the game is trying to go for, because it's done wrong. It's not even, it's completely unrelated to the older Dragon Ages. And Solus, the main villain of Dragon Age Inquisition, as you beat it, is not even really present in the game. You're getting talks about two elven gods that they constantly name over and over and over and over again. Every dialogue, every 5 seconds in your dialogues, they're renaming the goddamn elven gods over and over again. It's like they're talking to a goddamn kid. Like, you go to play RPG games, and you're not looking forward to seeing the fucking same dialogue every 5 seconds you go to the next one. You want to see something new. You want to see something different. But this game doesn't have different. It's different in the wrong ways. It's not different in the good ways. And that's why I'm here writing this review, or I'm talking about this review now. And there's a lot more I want to get onto this topic, but as for right now, I'm probably over 10 minutes here, and I kind of want to end it off from here and not be too long on my rant. And if there's anything you want to add on with how I should play off a new game, or how I should talk about a new game, I really want to do a podcast about anything and everything. And right now, I'm kind of slandering towards video games, as it's like kind of a huge aspect in the world itself now, as players come to play, and as more people, start to realize that gaming is a big part of the community in the world itself as a whole. And if there's anything else you want to see that's new, if there's anything else you want me to talk about too as well, please let me know in the comment section, or please let me know, and I'll go ahead and I'll start writing down, getting the knowledge I need to start reviewing what I need to, and I'll be back here with another topic and another debate or review as it is. Thank you for your time. Bye.